All right. Record Store Day 2024, April 20th. We went out this morning and hit Record Store Day. Now, I will say I had planned to not go out. I thought I would just go after the fact and pick up the scraps. There was only a couple things I wanted, and I didn't think that I was in any risk of not getting them in this local area. Because it seems like most of the people at some of these stores on Record Store Day tend to be the younger crowd, and they're not buying the same stuff that I am. So I wasn't too fearful of missing out. Plus, some of the things I'm like, I don't really need them, So I wasn't planning on going. My wife's like, you should probably go. And then I realized that she had to go to a seminar today. So she had to get up and leave early. And she's like, I won't be home until noon. So you might as well go out and hit Record Store Day, since I'll be gone. And we can't do the typical shopping and things that we do. I thought, okay, fine. So last night I said, well, whenever I get up, I'll go. Now, my body usually wakes me up no later than 6, but sometimes earlier. And this morning, it woke me up at 4:45 to go to the bathroom. And I thought, all right, fine. Because here's how it works at my area. And if you've seen my videos the past couple years, because I go to the same store, there's 3 stores in my area that do Record Store Days. And I have been to the same one every time. And I don't recall exactly how it happened in 2019. I really don't. But ever since 2020, of course, when things started, the nation started going crazy, they had implemented this plan on how they do Record Store Day, which has worked for them. And I like the way that it's organized. So briefly, I won't go into a lot of detail, but basically, you line up whenever you want. And there were literally people in front of the store at 7 a.m. on Friday. They were there all day Friday, all night until Saturday morning. I don't know what they're waiting for that they need that bad to sit in line for a day. But you get there whenever, and then at 6 a.m., a store representative comes out and hands you a ticket with a number. And what they do then is at 8 o'clock, they start letting people in quarter to 8 because they start sales at 8. So what they do is they hand out tickets, and then they let people in 20 at a time. So your ticket tells you which group of 20 you're in. And then when they put a big sign up on the door, on the window, a giant 1, which means people in number 1 start lining up. And then they take number 1 and they put in number 2 up there, and the people in 2 get up in line and wait. And then when all the people in 1 come out, number 2 people grow in, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So, and then you rotate around the store getting one item at a time. They ask you what you want, they give it to you. You go back in line, go back around, 20 people ask what you want, and it's like a carousel. As you get whatever you want and you're done, you go check out, and then the line gets shorter, and people go around until there's one person left, and then that person checks out. They let in the next group. Easy peasy, organized very nicely. So I went, fine. I got there at like 5:15. I'm 45 minutes early, whatever. And in comparison to last year, the line went all the way from the store, which is at this end of a strip mall, all the way to the end of the strip mall, around the corner, all the way down the side of the building, around the back, about halfway before they opened the numbering. I was all the way at the end and just around the corner, a couple people around the corner. And I was in group 5, which means there was about 100 people, 90-some people. I was within the first 100 people. There was 90-something people. I think I was 94 or 96, something like that. This year, I wasn't even maybe 4/5 of the way down the strip mall. So there was still, a good chunk of people before it even turned the corner. But they must have been more compact than they were last year, because I was number 114. I was in the 6th group, number 14. A whole 20 people. Yeah, 20 people, because I was 94 last year. 20 people more in line in front of me. So whatever. I'm like, okay, whatever. Again, I'm not worried about it. There's only a couple of things I really want. And so I wasn't too terribly worried. So then, then you go away. I went and ate breakfast, and then you come back, and my group got let in closer to 9 o'clock by the time they got to group 6. Now, when I checked after I got home, I think they were letting group 12 in. So that's how many groups there were. There were still a lot of people there trying to get in. Once all that goes around and finishes, then they open the doors to regular people, and you can come in and shop in the store all you want. All right, the one thing I wanted to make sure I got was Unfinished Business by Eric Carr. It's the only thing I really wanted. Now, it was the main thing I wanted. And I saw in the preview video that my store did that they had 6 or 8 of them. And I thought, are there more than 6 or 8 people in this area that are going to want a Kiss record? I don't know, but I got one, so I guess not. I hit one of the second stores after I was done, and they had 2 over there still. So there were some still around. And it's him talking. There's some talking stuff on here and some other songs. But yeah, there are some interview type stuff. Then there's some bonus tracks, etc., etc. It's a 2 record set. Now there is, not on Record Store Day or not through that, there is a version that's just, this is a box set. There is a version of just the records. And honestly, I probably would have been content with that because really there's not a whole lot of difference here except this fancy box, which you plug in with your phone charger, and then it will, in some way, supposed to light up. Maybe I need to charge it more. I charged it for a little bit before the video, but all right, I guess I got to charge it more. But then the lights, the eyes blink. Whatever. And then inside, the whole top of the box is this big electronic thing, so that's just what it is. And then you got the record. So you got the record, which is a double record set in a single sleeve. They could have made a gatefold with, you know, some pictures and then some details about the songs. And then they got this comic book style poster. Ooh. Can you even see that, I guess? Anyway, that's it. It's just a poster in a box of an album in a single sleeve. So yeah, I mean, whatever. It's a novelty thing, I guess. Don't know how many they made, but fun to have. Wasn't super expensive, which was good. Special Eric Carr flashing lights, press eyes. 5 never before released bonus demo tracks, new comic book style poster. It's on blue and yellow discs. So there. That was the main thing I wanted. Now, before I got into that, before I even get it. So what they do, another thing they do is you're in line, and each group, they have like giveaways. In this case, they rolled a 20-sided dice and then called your number out. And I won something. So I won a copy of the English Beat. Now, it's funny. The owner of the store, John, knows, recognizes me. I've been in there enough. So it's funny. So he's going down the line in the morning doing videos of the whole line. He does this every year. He goes down it, and then he shows it online, a little speed up of all the people waiting in line before they, give out the numbers. And he's coming down, and he's like, oh, and there's Jeff. And he's like, check out his YouTube channel. He's, really cool stuff, which I didn't even know he knew I had one. So that's kind of cool. But then I get in there, and like I say, he kind of knows my buying habits. And plus, I took some records in there a couple weeks ago to sell. So he knows what I do. But anyway, so he hands me this. He goes, here, this will offset a little bit of your metal. So he knows I'm more of a metalhead. But, truth be told, obviously, I have a very diverse taste. And some of my favorite bands, people know, Adam and the Ants. And, I'm also a Partridge Family fan. So I'm not just a metalhead. But anyway, all right. So that was fun. I won that. I would definitely check that out. It's a reissue of their first album plus a second album of bonus tracks, live stuff, extended versions, things like that. So, yeah, cool stuff. All right, so then I went down and went down my list, and the second thing that I wanted was the Motley Crue Supersonic, a demonic track thing, that compilation, and that was sold out. And so after I was done, I called both and checked. I went to one of the other stores. They didn't have it. Called the third store. They didn't have it. So it went out pretty fast. Must be a lot of Crue fans in this neighborhood. Went down my list. Collective Soul Dosage just was high on my list. I wanted to make sure. It's like almost every record store day they're putting out a new Collective Soul. And again, I figured if I missed this, I'm sure 6 months from now it'll be reissued. Most likely. Translucent Lemonade Vinyl. This is one of those things where you get the color variant, and then 6 months down the road they release it on whatever other color variant. So I want to get that. I've been keeping up with that. Big Collective Soul fan, so great to see them putting those out little by little. And then I went to pick up the Def Leppard live album, so grab one of those. It's a double record set. of exclusive color vinyl edition and intimate 2023 hometown performance. May of 2023. I'm a Def Leppard fan. I like keeping up with their stuff. They tend to always have something like this, some kind of a live type thing. Not a big picture disc fan, and there's all kinds of picture discs that keep coming out. This year they did 2 Dio picture discs. Every record store day is a Dio picture disc. I don't like picture discs unless they're going to give me something totally different, and they usually don't. And then the last thing that I wanted, there was a couple other things I thought about getting. I tried to get the Tesla. They sold out of that. They only got a very few of those, so I couldn't get the Tesla. And then this was the last thing that I wanted, and that's the Mr. Big live album that came out. So limited edition, color vinyl, the exclusive live album of Lean Into It, played in its entirety from a farewell performance in 2023. So yeah, so I grabbed that. So basically I got everything I wanted. Now the other thing that I kind of wanted, but because I'd had so many things on the list, it was kind of not super high, was the Thin Lizzy Live and Dangerous at Hammersmith. So this is from the box set that came out from the Live and Dangerous tour, and this was on my list of potential things to get, but seeing the prices of those and seeing the price of this, I was still going to get it. Now this record store really only they want to limit you to one copy of each item that you buy. Now I bought this because Scott Waters asked me if I could get him a copy. He's a way bigger Thin Lizzy fan than I am, so I thought I'm going to get it. If he doesn't want it for some reason, because he told me a week or so ago he wanted it, but things change. Somebody else says, "Hey, I got you one." If he doesn't want it, I could keep it. I'm not a problem with that. But I was like, I don't really necessarily need it, so I bought it for him. So this is going to Scott Waters, and he did want it. So then I thought I could probably ask for a second one. I'm sure the owner of the store would do it for me, but again, once I saw the total of what I already had, I thought, better not. And then when I went to the second store across town, I thought if they have it there, maybe I'll buy it. But they didn't have it there. So I guess either they didn't have it, I didn't see it. That store was way more chaotic. It's just people everywhere. And the aisles are big. In order to go past somebody else, you got to rub butts with them. So it's a tight store. 3 little tight areas with 2 records in the middle. And then all along the walls, it's a tight store. And all the record store day was just laying on top of all the used stuff. It was just chaos. So I'm walking around and looking over people and going around looking. And they got stuff stacked in front of the boxes, on top of the boxes, all down and up these aisles. And I'm looking and I'm looking. The only place I couldn't look was they did have a section that you flip through where they have prior record store day stuff. They may have had record store stuff there, but that was the row where the line to check out was formed, and unless I wanted to stand in that line, it was really hard to get around that line. It took up the middle row. So I didn't see another copy of this, but I probably will go back to the other 2 record stores physically in the days to come. And if I see this, I probably will buy it, but at this point I wasn't too urgent to need it. So I got one for Scott. I'll be mailing that out to him maybe even today. That was it though. Fun stuff, same as last year, same type of organization. Check out the store that I go to, AFK Books and Records. They just launched a brand new website, afkbooksandrecords.com. Brand new website. You can order a lot of stuff online. They ship everywhere. They used to have it mainly this Discogs page, but now they have shopping right on their site. It just launched weeks ago, a couple weeks ago. So they're a great store, great company, and like I say, they do ship. Anyway, cool stuff. That's it for this one now. Thanks a lot for watching. Hope you had a great record store day if you participated at all. If you even had some in your area. I know some stores don't, places don't. Some cities don't, like Scott's don't. So anyway, great stuff. Thanks a lot for watching. Rock on and rock hard.